I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our board meeting for December the 8th. We're broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, also on BCTV, as well as YouTube and Facebook Live. Before I call the meeting to order, I'd like to bring to mind the recent passing of former Berks County President Judge Paul M. Yatrin. A number of us knew him very well. He was a key part of our judicial system here in the Berks County Court of Common Pleas for many years. He's one of the hardest working judges I've ever met. Many times you would come in and he's the first vehicle here, and I'm not talking 8 o'clock in the morning, more like 7. He worked very hard. His passing shocked many people in the community. And as we stand for our moment of silence, and those watching, please remember the judge's family and friends who are dealing with this significant loss. We'll follow with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll begin this morning with a public hearing. I want to recognize David Hunter and Matt from our Planning Commission, and they are going to be presenting information relative to an amendment for the Berks County Comprehensive Plan.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners.
You're welcome.
Good morning. I want to thank you for the opportunity to present the Berks County Park and Recreation Plan update for adoption. The draft document serves as an update to the 2007 Greenway Parks and Recreation Plan for Berks County. Today marks the culmination of just shy of 2 years of hard work putting this plan update together. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge all the hard work our staff put into the update, both Planning Commission staff and Parks and Recreation staff. Our recreational practitioner consultant, Sue Landis from Recreation and Park Solutions, DCNR, and most importantly, you for your support and input during the process. So what is a Greenway Plan? In its simplest form, the Greenway Plan serves as a guide for the development of recreation projects and conservation efforts throughout Berks County. It also supports county and municipal funding applications for recreation and conservation grant programs. It provides an overall inventory of recreational resources that are available throughout the county, and it can be used as a guide for municipalities when developing their own park and recreation plans. And most importantly, it sets specific recommendations and goals for the direction of Berks County should take to provide future open space, greenways, and recreation resources for its citizens. Today, we'd like a motion to add this plan or adopt this plan as an element of the Berks County Planning Commission, the Berks County Comprehensive Plan. This plan was funded in part by a DCNR grant from the Keystone Recreation Park and Conservation Fund. So that's all I have as far as the presentation this morning. I can open it up for any questions that you may have. Or
any questions?
No, I think it'd be important for us to have that once approved, posted on the Plan Action website.
Exactly. The plan, once approved, it's going to be posted on the county website, the Planning Commission website, social media, and then we're going to be sending it out to school districts, local municipalities and all the other nonprofit agencies and partners that have been involved in the process. I guess I should add that this has been a 2-year process. It started right when COVID came out. And that was kind of, that really put a wrinkle in the beginning of the process, but we were determined to complete it in the 2-year time frame. That was our goal, and we've done that. So, yes, it's been a great experience and project working with all the stakeholders. We've done a number of interviews, presentations at a number of events. We did a large-scale survey that we received 1,000 responses to, multiple personal interviews with the commissioners, as well as other people in the recreational field throughout the county. So it's been a great collaborative effort of everybody involved. I will say that the draft plan has been out for a while. We're going to do a little more based on some of the feedback that we received, because the feedback period just ended November 27th. Based on that and the feedback we received, we're going to do a little formatting to the plan, but nothing of substance. Our content is there. We're going to do a couple things to make it a little more readable, reader friendly. So you'll be seeing that.
Any key takeaways that you were surprised to hear from the public?
Well, as I said, it was going on during COVID. So, and what we found was during the pandemic, and what we heard from all over state and all over the country, for that matter, is that recreation played a huge role during that time frame in allowing people to, for lack of a better term, remain sane and get out and enjoy the outside and get some exercise, because we weren't indoors. So it found that it put a lot of stresses on the passive recreation system. A lot of people were using those types of systems and the active recreational system, but people were more inclined to go out to trails, open space, and enjoy the wonders of nature and the conservation areas that we have. So we really found that there's more of a shift towards that way of thinking, the conservation, the open space areas, as opposed to the more active playground types thing. Not that that's not important, but we see a gravitation towards more open space, passive recreation type things.
Thank you very much,
Matt. It's also my understanding that hasn't gone away.
No.
That there continues to be great interest of the public, more so on the passive recreation, trails, open space type things.
And that's one of the major elements that this plan hits on too, is we have a very robust trail system in the county. As you know, one of the major trails that runs through the county, the Schuylkill River Trail, we consider as the spine. Not only is that a recreation, attribute for the county, but it also brings in tourism. So we notice that and the importance of that, and we want to be able to have connections to that and connections from that to that. And we dive into looking at areas that would be serviced by trail extensions and things like that. And we have a big element of the plan that focuses on that. We looked at, for the plan, we looked at other recreation plans throughout the county. As you know, municipalities may develop their own recreation plans, so we have to take those into account and see what they're planning, and then address them in the plan, in the document, because we have an umbrella view of the county. So we've done that through this document, and it's been a very good collaborative effort for everybody involved.
When you mention trails, probably some people would not be aware of the one, but in the southern part of the county, you have the Horseshoe Trail, which is a very old trail and connects multiple counties. But in the northern part of the county, you have one of the world famous trails, and that's the Appalachian Trail, runs almost the entire northern border of the county. And I'm up because I live up that way. I can tell you during the pandemic, there were times that you couldn't find parking at trailheads. You were parking down the sides of roads because people wanted to get out.
Yeah, and this plan makes recommendations, on how to preserve those areas and how to utilize that, and how to manage or think about managing, people using the trails. So, yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just want to say, Matt, I know there was a lot of effort putting into reaching out to the community, getting input from different people. Because it's not your plan, it's not the planning commission's plan, it's not the county's plan, county government's plan, it's the community's plan. So that's an important part where you did seek the input from the community. Once it was done, you put it out again and said, hey, we want your input as well now. And that's extremely important to know what the needs and wants of the community are so we can move forward towards that.
Exactly.
We may think we know what they need, but unless we hear from the people, we really don't know.
Right. And this plan isn't a regulation, it's a guide. So we're hoping that people use this to seek out funding for their own projects, as long as it's, consistent with where we're going and all the input that we receive. So that's how it works.
Okay. So I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the amendment to the previously adopted, this is a long one.
Second. I'm sorry. You did.
Before I get done, okay.
Okay.
No, he's not finished.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So adopt a resolution authorizing the amendment to the previously adopted Berks County Comprehensive Plan 2030 update by adopting the 2022 Berks County Greenway Park and Recreation Plan as an element of the county comprehensive plan.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried, and we'll close the public hearing. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Staff.
Are there any additions or corrections for the December 1st Commissioner meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have a number of executive sessions. December 1st, personnel. December 2nd, personnel. December 4th, personnel. December 5th, personnel and contract negotiations. December 7th, contract negotiations and personnel. At this time, I'd like to recognize my executive assistant, Anne Marie Grill, to read the public policy comment.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by the limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much. There are no public comments in person on the agenda, and there are none online. So we will move forward with the agenda. Item 1, authorizing under that, Budget Department. Adopt a resolution authorizing 2022 budget transfers in the amount of $267,593 and 2022 appropriations in the amount of $708,000 per listing dated December the 2nd of 2022. There are several items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Christine Anderton from Probation Officer 4 to Quality Assurance Supervisor in Juvenile Probation. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Matthew Sterecker from Assistant Director for Emergency Management to Deputy Director, Department of Emergency Services. Item 3, authorize the promotion of Donnie Swope from Planning Manager to Assistant Director for Emergency Management, Department of Emergency Services. Item 4, authorize the promotion of Kimberly Feast from Agricultural Conservation Easement Program Technician to Deputy Director, Department of Agriculture. One item in purchasing, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute a contract as a result of an invitation to bid for oxygen medical grade for a period of 1 year for the Berksheim Nursing Home as follows. It goes to Columbia Ancillary Services, Inc. out of Bloomsburg, PA. Estimated annual expenditure of $74,551.74. There are two items under myself. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Kate Alley, Wyomissing, PA, to the Berks County Housing Authority for a 4-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Greg Eshelman, Mountain, Pennsylvania, as the president of the Agricultural Land Preservation Board for a 1-year term beginning January of 2023. There's several items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of the chair as Commissioner Director to the Berks County Conservation District for a 1-year term expiring December 31st of 2023. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Joseph Rosenbaum, Douglasville, Pennsylvania, as Farmer Director to the Berks County Conservation District Board for a 4-year term commencing January 1 of 2023 and expiring December 31st of 2026. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute a letter to the Planning Commission requesting a 1-year extension through December 31st of 2023 to complete an implementation project for the Comprehensive Rec, Park, and Greenway Plan update. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the approval of agreements with the libraries listed below to participate in a one-time reimbursement program to clear their cardholders' overdue fines in return for adopting a fine-free program going forward. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the agreement between Earthrise Enterprises, Inc. and the County of Berks for the use of the space on the second floor of the County Services Center for the operation of a snack shop. The term of the agreement shall be for 1 year, commencing January 1 of 2023 and expiring December 31st of 2023, and can be extended for up to two additional 1-year terms. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the Berks County Solid Waste Authority on behalf of Berks County to apply for the 901 Municipal Waste Planning and HHW Education Grant. This grant covers 80% of the authority's 2024 Solid Waste Management Plan revision. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter to the PA Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs authorizing Kathleen Knoll, Executive Director of the Council on Chemical Abuse, as the single county authority for Berks County and the designee for the waiver request relevant to the county's DDAP grant agreement. This is effective for the remainder of the current grant agreement and any future agreements until DDAP is notified. H, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the agreement between the Redevelopment Authority of the County of Berks and the County of Berks, whereas the authority is assisting Freecon Orchards, LLC, with their expansion project using grant funds awarded from the Pennsylvania Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program in the amount of $1 million. Item I, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Worker Protection and Investment Certification Form, subject to final review and approval by the Solicitor's Office. The form certifies that the County of Berks complies with Pennsylvania's unemployment comp law, workers' comp law, and all applicable Pennsylvania state labor and workforce safety laws. Item J, Adopt a resolution authorizing the on-the-road commissioners meeting for 2023 on the following dates and locations commencing at 7 p.m. March 23rd, Sinking Spring Borough, June 29th, Borough of Topton, September 28th, Union Township, December 14th, Tilden Township. And I made a note here, on Tuesday, we also included 2 for 2024, 3. We announced that. I believe we can go ahead and add those if it's the will of the board. You agree? We announced those. And which 3 are they?
One was Muhlenberg.
Muhlenberg, Union.
Carmen might have that.
Colbrookdale.
So we will add the 3 as stated in the ops meeting this past Tuesday. Let's not guess at it.
Yeah, I think it's on.
It will be what we stated in the meeting.
We have 3 out.
So we'll mend this when we're done. Item 2. Oh, did I? Yeah, I said all of them. Item 2, motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the attached listing dated December the 5th. There are 7 contracts, 1 with the Berks, 1 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the Department of Emergency Services, 3 with Human Resources, and 1 with Information Systems. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers as set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing dated December the 8th of 2022.
We waited for the amendment or?
Go ahead and make the motion and then we'll make a motion to amend.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented and awaiting an amendment.
Second?
I'll make a motion to amend this to include the 3 additional locations as noted on Tuesday's operations, last Tuesday's, the what? November 29th operations meeting. That was second on the amendment. The motion has been made and seconded on the amendment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Now on the main amendment, any discussion? Not main motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to our treasurer's report, and we have the Deputy Treasurer, Linda Weaver. Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an opening balance of $190,472,277.82. We have a balance to clear of $4,916,486.68, leaving us with a balance of $185,555,791.14.
Thank you very much, Linda. And sitting in for the controller, we have Oliver Arthur. Oliver?
Good morning. We
morning.
had accounts payable for $6,077,124.13. We also had a payroll this week for $4,794,610.40 for total disbursements of $10,871,734.53.
Thank you very much, Oliver. And we'll move now to our Chief Operations Officer, Ron Seaman.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'd just like to update everyone on the scheduled events at the Holiday Light Display at Grings Mill. A reminder, there is free parking and the park is open from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. For this Friday evening, December the 9th. The entertainment will take place between 5:45 and 7:45, and that will be the Mount Laurel Brass. Food trucks available will be Beansies and Which Way sandwiches. And then on Saturday, December 10th, again, between 5:45 and 7:45, Matt Miskey will be the entertainment, and the food vendors will be MOPP, M-O-P-P, Gear Coffee, Leo Cologne Food Bus, and the Funnel Cake Factory.
Very good. We'll move now to commissioners' reports, and we'll begin with Commissioner Rivera.
Yes, thank you very much. I have just one item today. I want to remind everyone that this Saturday is Christmas in the Air at the Reading Regional Airport, and it is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. There are different things going on that day. It's a public outreach program from the Reading Airport, in which people come together to donate time and resources, and it's for children of all ages. And there will be craft shows, vendors, music, games, activities, visits from Santa, and also free flights for children. You have to sign up for those free flights because they are limited in amount, but you can do that. You can, for more information, visit the Reading Regional Airport's website at readingairport.org and get more information there. But these free flights are for kids between 8 and 17, and an adult must be there with them. So please, if you're in the area, 8 to 1 p.m., there'll be a lot going on at the airport this Saturday. It is a free event. There will be activities inside and outside. If there's inclement weather, everything except the flights, of course, will be moved to the inside. So please make sure you make your way to the airport this Saturday. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera, and we'll move now to Commissioner Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. We have one item at 11 a.m. We have an in-person election board meeting to certify the votes cast for the November 8th, 2022 general election. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. One item, I wanted to endorse Holiday Lights. Last Friday evening, Anne Marie and I went over. We were joined by Kathy Wagoner, our Parks Director, as well as Dan Rowe and Lisa Gowker. We shot part 2 of our BCTV County Connection, and we'll endorse the Beansies Cafe food truck. We got hot chocolate, but not regular hot chocolate. It was English toffee hot chocolate. We all had it. We all loved it. So it was really, really good stuff. And it was a great evening. It was clear. It was cold. Just an awesome experience. I encourage people to go out. And that is all that I have. Any comments from our row officers? Hearing none, we'll go to public comment. We have one in person. And Don, I know your first name. How do you say your last name?
Stark, like Tony Stark.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Iron Man.
Yeah.
Center Township, new sorting machines.
Last Thursday, there was a recommendation from the election board committee to the commissioners to purchase a new sorting machine. I must admit, I don't know exactly what it's supposed to do, but the cost was put at roughly $400,000.
Mm-hmm.
And it was said at that time that the ROI was to be about 4 years. I have a hard time believing the ROI is 4 years. And my question is there any way there can be documentation about that financial issue? And that ROI, does that include the state reimbursement or without the state reimbursement? Thank you.
Checking online. There's no public comment online. And we can talk about the data. It has to do with not hiring additional people. And what the machine does is the front end, which is currently all manual. So as ballots come in, the audit of the ballots, not the pre-canvassing, not cutting them apart, but processing them in, sorting them is done manually right now, and it's a pretty extensive process. On election night, it even gets a little more complicated because at 8, and the observers, you were an observer, so you may have seen this, all the bulk of the mail-in and absentee ballots were done, what time?
But completely finished 4:30 in the morning.
No. The ones, not including the ones that came in at 8 p.m.
Oh, they were done like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so 2 in the afternoon, the bulk of them are done.
Yes.
the ballots that were collected and received from the post office at 8 p.m., it took till 4:30. And the first thing that had to be done was all the manual audit sorting of those. This machine does all that.
Yes.
So it makes it, and we waited because we didn't know what was happening with Act 77 and mail-in ballots, but it appears for the foreseeable future, that's going to be with us. And this is a much better way to process mail. And that's why I explained this is not a voting piece of equipment. This is the kind of thing that I used in my prior life in direct mail operations, sorting and prepping and all of those types of things for the automated process. I think that's all we have.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
The meeting stands adjourned.